Alright guys, skip to 20 seconds into this video to go ahead and skip like this opening part, but this is just a video about what I've done to the town car since I've got it. There is a first video about when I just got it. That's linked in the description and right here. Hey guys, thanks for watching Teamrocketgarage. My 1988 Lincoln Town Car has finally reached running project car status. This guy right here I bought with a rod knock and a bad heater core. One probably caused the other. No big deal. These cars from the factory come with a 150 horsepower 5-liter engine. It shares a lot with the Mustang, but there are some things that are different, including the firing order, fuel pressure, fuel injectors, and camshaft profile. It's the same intake as a Mustang, all the way up to 95, but the throttle body's smaller. The EGR system is a little different too. This uses an AOD transmission. This bad boy got a new engine. I want to keep an eye on things. So, some of the people here who know these Fords will notice the Explorer intake. Ford Explorer 5.0 shared a lot of stuff with the Cobra engine from the 90s Mustangs, so a lot of people will use those. That's why I happen to have a Explorer intake sitting around. That being said, this is not an Explorer engine. This is a 5.0 out of a Mustang that was rebuilt. Bored 20 over, and you can see down here that it's got aluminum heads, Velcro head gasket. So this is a 305 now. With that head and a better intake combo and a bunch of other things, this engine is capable of making upwards of 400 horsepower. That being said, it does have a little bit of a sleeper vibe to it because it's just a factory cast manifold. We have factory Lincoln valve covers. Factory Lincoln exhaust manifold are regarded on the internet to be the best like factory exhaust manifold. In order to do this, we removed the old engine, put this one in, put all the stuff on it, and we replaced the factory 65 liter per hour fuel pump with a 120 liter per hour fuel pump, which is an AutoZone replacement for Mustang. I did that because before I put this engine in it, we put a Mustang engine in it, 225 horsepower E7 headed Mustang engine, and it ended up having 13-pound compression in cylinder 1. So it wouldn't start. I got it to run for a second, but it would just never start and run. Spent a lot of time getting a hold of that engine. This is our old hood prop. It's another thing we've actually fixed, so I guess we can probably dump that. But this car is 100% project car status now because it runs, it drives. With a different firing order for this 5.0, we had to switch out to a different ECU. Now these Panthers come with what's called a low-po engine, right? Low power. They're designed for fuel economy. In fact, these town cars, as big as they are, were able to achieve 18 to 21 miles per gallon on average, city and highway, in a realistic expectation if you drive them normally. Some of the differences, camshaft, intake, exhaust, whatever, but one of those differences is the firing order, and that is what order the sparks come out of here and go to your spark plug and fire off your cylinders. So in order to change that, you can either rewire the distributor and the fuel injector, but the factory ECU on this doesn't run as much timing as the HO does, which makes more power, right? So I put a Lincoln Mark 7 ECU in this, and instead of a Fox body Mustang one, same engine, but the Lincoln Mark 7 runs a different type of cruise control than the Mustang, but it shares it with this town car, which means that this car still has cruise control. Driven it already, used it already, which I super love. So what an exciting time. This thing is going to be capable of 400 horsepower. Before we do that, we have a couple other upgrades we need to do. First off, we need to replace the transmission. This has an AOD in it, factory rated up to 270 foot-pounds of torque. We're going to replace it with a 4R70 trans once this engine is broken in. We're also going to go for probably a set of 355 gears so we can keep our highway cruisability, keep some fuel economy on a little bit, and then throw a limited slip in there. And this should be a pretty sweet rig. Maybe do some chassis stiffening, maybe swap to a 92 to 97 Panther, rear axle with discs, and then front end, because it's all just bolt-in stuff. Get a lot better handling with that. But that being said, I appreciate you guys watching this. I'm going to end it here. Thanks so much for watching. If you made it to the end, make sure you like and subscribe.